What's your name?
My name's Stephanie.
Stephanie, is that what you like to go by?
Yes.
Alright, well you can call me Hannah. And so did you have any trouble getting in today?
No, I actually found your office really easily. Thank you.
That's good. Alright, so my receptionist gave you good directions then?
Yes.
Awesome. Good to hear that. So what I'd like to just tell you a little bit about how this is gonna work. Just know that, like, I'm not going to tell anybody anything that we talk about today, so you can feel free to share with me whatever. I know sometimes it's hard to, discuss, personal things with a complete stranger, but just be aware that I'm not going to go around telling anybody your business or anything like that. Whatever you say is completely confidential. The only exception to that is by state law. I am required to tell someone if there's lives that are threatened by what, if you're, maybe having suicidal thoughts or homicidal thoughts, then I am required to share that just because of the position that I am in. But other than that, you can just feel free to share with me anything and not feel, constricted. So I just wanted to let you know that. So what brings you in to talk with me today?
Well, I'm having some issues. I live in an apartment on campus at the college I attend, and there's me and 4 other girls because I'm a resident assistant, which means I make sure the girls, I'm an RA. It's a long explanation, I guess, if you don't know what it is, but I do night check to make sure, who's there and who's not, if in case there was, a fire and stuff. So there's 5 girls in my apartment. Anyways, that's totally off topic.
But you just do night check for the 4 girls that are there?
No, in the building. There's 8 apartments in a building.
Oh, okay. So you're in charge of the whole
I have a
building complex.
Yeah, but I have a building partner. And,
okay.
There's 8 apartments in a building. 2 of them are RA apartments, and we each take turns doing check, and we're there for each other and stuff. But that's totally not related to my issue. But yeah. But one of the girls, as an RA, in any of the buildings, you're kind of allowed to choose who you live with, and you turn in your application to housing, everything. So the girls in my apartment, we chose to live with each other, and so that's a good thing because we know each other. But we're having a lot of problems, like intra-household problems, family problems. It's drama, and I don't really know how to resolve the problem because I'm an RA, but I'm also a housemate, so I'm their friend and their RA kind of thing. So this is coming from the friend's perspective, but at the same time, I have to be careful of how I conduct myself, I feel like, because I'm an RA, so I do have a position of responsibility. And one of the girls in my apartment is causing a lot of issues with everyone's relationship. And there's a lot of tension in the house, and I don't know really what to do about it. And I've been talking to her roommate because we have 2 girls in a room, then me, and then 2 other girls. So I've been talking to that roommate to try and encourage her to say what she needs to say and get right in that relationship and just And I think she's going to because she wrote the letter she wanted to write. She just hasn't given it to her yet. But I don't know how to help the rest of us because the girl that we're all having issues with is we just have to be really careful with what we say or it can cause a lot more problems. And I don't know how to reach out to her and tell her how the rest of us feel, especially specifically how I feel because I can't really speak for everyone, but kind of tell her the general consensus or at least tell her what's been going on because it's really starting to affect how we function.
Okay, so you said something about a letter that the roommate was writing, or what was that about? Tell me about that again.
Well, her roommate is similar to me in that when we're faced with confrontation, we don't do well with being able to think on the spot. It's a lot better for us and the person involved if we write down what we're feeling first and then kind of guide the conversation with what we've written down so we kind of have a guideline to help us remember what we wanted to say so we don't say something totally off topic or stupid. And so she finally sat down and wrote that letter after we'd been trying to encourage her to do it for like since school started. But she hasn't given it to her yet, to my knowledge. And
so it's a letter about
what's been going on,
what's
like
been
how
going
she
on.
feels personally. And I feel like if she gives her that letter and that relationship is resolved, it'll lessen a lot of the tension in our household because, like, a lot of the tension has been going on because that relationship isn't in a good place. But at the same time, there are things not related to that relationship specifically, but none of us know how to talk to her about it because she's very touchy. You know, it's just one of those things where you say the little thing wrong and it's like a bomb.
So you're afraid that the situation is going to continue to escalate, and you, as the resident assistant, don't want to, cause any conflict, but yet you feel like it's your responsibility to step in and help.
Well,
or
kind of, but it's more as an RA, I know that I have a job, more of a job to deal with than just being a friend. So I don't want to do something that would be inconsistent with my, with what I'm supposed to do as an RA, because it's kind of like I'm playing three roles. I'm a Christian, so I want to come at it from a godly perspective, and I want to be accepting and forgiving. I'm also an RA, so I need to come at it from a this is my responsibility. You're not just a friend. You're like one of my girls in my building that I'm supposed to be helping and But I'm also your friend, so this is affecting me on my human side, and it's really making me mad that you're doing what you're doing, and I just don't know how to communicate with you and still keep to all three of these roles because I know what I want to say, I just don't know how to say it in a way that you would understand.
so you're just experiencing a lot of real conflict.
Yeah.
That must be really frustrating, and I can definitely see how you would get, overwhelmed by that. So, what have you tried so far? You said something about, having her write the letter. Have any of you else tried talking to her about it, or?
No, I think we've all been kind of relying on our roommate to do it for us because her roommate, they've been really good friends for a long time, so she's figuring out how to talk to her while the rest of us haven't. So we've been kind of using her as a like a go-between to deal with the situation, which isn't fair, but so far it's been working kind of. But at the same time, it's affecting her, the roommate, because she's been holding it all inside until she wrote that letter. And I mean, I want to just sit down and have like a family meeting, like a family powwow. I mean, we're not family, but we live together, so it's kind of like a family. But in the beginning, we did that, and we made rules and set boundaries and just talked to each other, and it was an open thing where no one was going to judge you or get upset with you. We just wanted to know where everybody stood. But like it was like the day after we had that meeting, she started crossing everybody's boundaries. So I really don't know how else to go beyond that.
So is the issue that she is crossing everyone's boundaries? Because you haven't really told me a lot about what the problem is with her.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. That might have helped.
She's okay.
She's been. We all set boundaries. Like if it's mine, ask me first. We have no problem with sharing, but ask me first. And she didn't. She hasn't been. She'll just walk in and use whatever, like it's hers. Like there's nothing. If it's there, it's free to reuse. And she's been disrespectful in helping keeping up with her chores. She doesn't do it unless we hound her for it, like nag her to do the chores. And she doesn't. She's not respectful in when she comes in at night and stuff. She's just loud, like no one's there to it's like sleeping and stuff. Because I mean, it's an apartment. It's not like you don't have soundproof walls.
So you kind of feel like she's a disruptive teenager and you're her parent, like just taking advantage of anything, sneaking out at night and coming in and waking you up when you're sleeping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would definitely.
So it's like
frustrating.
An apartment of 4 adults and a teenager trying to be an adult.
Yeah, and then of course the roommate takes the greatest blunt of it because she's the one that's being waken up mostly in the middle of the night.
Exactly, and it's starting to really affect her schooling because she's tired all the time.
Because she's not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not enough uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah, and it's important to have sleep when you're going into, college situations. So yeah, that would definitely be a problem. So no one has talked to her about it yet?
No, we're also at the point where we're too scared to bring it up.
And this is early on in the semester though, right? So,
yeah, I mean, we've only been in school for like 2.5 weeks, and we had that conversation before school even started. Like, as soon as everyone was in the apartment ready for school to start, we sat down and had that conversation.
Okay.
So,
alright. Well, sounds like that you have, come up with, good, goals where, that you need to go in the direction of, if she doesn't know that there's a problem, then, she can't fix it. But I would like to talk with you more about it, just because I see, that you have, this big conflict of, trying to be her friend and trying to, also be her RA and just also just being, a person, And so that's just a lot of strain on you two, and just trying to work together as a team. And it might be helpful to maybe, set some goals, And so would it be okay if maybe next week you came and this same time, we could come and talk about it further and see if there's anything else that we can go over, if there's any changes that you'd like to talk about?
yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. So, but it was really, really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.